Journal entry number 8, Gorgosaurus. But first, what dinosaur do you think Gorgosaurus would have been rivals with in the past? I will tell you the answer at the end of the video. Gorgosaurus was a carnivorous dinosaur that lived in what is now Western North America in the late Cretaceous era. As a carnivore, this creature hunted large dinosaurs such as Ankylosaurus, Hadrosaurus, and Ceratopsids, and probably would have been a cannibal like most other meat-eating beasts. This dinosaur also had large and powerful legs and a light build, and could reach speeds of about 30 miles per hour or 48 kilometers per hour, making Gorgosaurus an exceptionally fast dinosaur, especially for a large theropod. This dinosaur also had 60 long and serrated teeth, which were perfect for tearing flesh and breaking bones. Gorgosaurus also had small arms compared to its body size, much like the arms of T-Rex. This animal also had a huge brain, being almost the size of a human brain, but when compared to its body size, it was quite tiny. Another noticeable thing found on Gorgosaurus was a bony ridge over its eyes, which scientists have not definitely found the purpose for, but it might have been used to attract mates. Gorgosaurus was a huge dinosaur that could be about 10 feet or 3 meters tall, or as tall as a male polar bear standing up, and could be as long as 30 feet or 9 meters from snout to tail, or as long as 5-6 foot tall people all the way down from head to toe. Being this big, Gorgosaurus had to eat large amounts of food to sustain itself, and it did, eating around 250 pounds or 113 kilograms of food a day. And eating this much food, Gorgosaurus could reach weights of around 2.5 tons or 2.2 metric tons, or about as heavy as 2 cars. There is also a Gorgosaurus skeleton in the Children's Museum in Indianapolis, which was almost 90% complete and has many injuries, which were found all over the skeleton, which contain of a broken fibula, 2 broken legs with shield, a smashed shoulder, and broken ribs. But most of all, this dinosaur suffered from a brain tumor, which was the first evidence of a brain tumor being fossilized. The tumor also grew in a part of the brain which was responsible for balance, and so scientists believe all the other injuries are a result of the brain tumor. However, scientists would know Gorgosaurus existed until 1913, when Charles M. Sternberg, an American-Canadian fossil collector and paleontologist, discovered an almost complete fossil of Gorgosaurus in the Canadian province of Alberta in Dinosaur Park, making it one of the best represented tyrannosaurids in the fossil record. 1 year later, in 1914, Lawrence M. Lamb, a Canadian geologist and paleontologist, would be the first to describe the dinosaur, describing it as similar to Tyrannosaurus rex and possessing a massive head, large curved teeth, 2 tiny fingered front limbs, and powerful legs. Later, prospectors from the American Museum of Natural History in New York City were active along the Red Deer River, where they collected hundreds of dinosaur specimens, including 4 complete Gorgosaurus skulls, 3 of which were associated with skeletons, 4 of which were described by Matthew and Brown in 1923. Matthew and Brown also described a 5th skeleton, which was in Charles H. Sternberg's collection, which he had sold to their museum. It was smaller than any other Gorgosaurus specimen, with a lower, lighter skull and more elongated limbs. Matthew and Brown noticed that these features were characteristics of a juvenile tyrannosaurid, but still described it as a new species, Gorgosaurus sternbergi, which is now considered to be a juvenile Gorgosaurus. Later in 1946, a small tyrannosaurid was found in the Hell Creek Formation in North America and was named Gorgosaurus lencensis by Charles W. Gilmore, an American paleontologist, but has since been renamed to Nanotyrannus by Bob Baker in 1988, which many people consider to just be a juvenile Tyrannosaurus rex. Gorgosaurus is an interesting and fierce creature that helped us learn more about tyrannosaurids and what life was like so long ago. Now time for some quick facts about Gorgosaurus. The name Gorgosaurus means fierce lizard in Greek. The species name Gorgosaurus limbratus means balanced. Gorgosaurus fossils have been found in Alberta and possibly Montana. In 1856, tyrannosaurid teeth were found and described by Joseph Leidy, who called them Dinodon. Later, in 1922, 66 years later, Matthew and Brown said that the teeth were very similar to the teeth of Gorgosaurus, but since there were no other fossils found, they did not call it Gorgosaurus. Instead, they called it Dinodon lambratus. Gorgosaurus lived in the floodplains of North America and Canada. More Gorgosaurus fossils have been found than any other tyrannosaurid species. Gorgosaurus may have spent half of its life in a juvenile stage before undergoing undergoing a quick growth spurt to reach adulthood. And the answer for the question in the beginning of the video, what dinosaur do you think Gorgosaurus would have been rivals with in the past, was Albertosaurus, because both lived near each other and both were apex predators. So if you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe so you can get more content like this in the future. Also make sure to comment what dinosaur you want me to talk about next. So I'll be going on another adventure to document my findings in the Jurassic Journal. See you next time.